That joy that you get out of seeing other people benefiting from what you have done, why can that not be made part of our curriculum? There's so much talk right now about the Delhi government's Desh Bhakti curriculum, for instance.
Yes.
But is there some way that we can make this ethos part of our national psyche?
Yes.
For instance, we used to have the NSS,
Yes.
earlier.
I was part of NSS.
Yeah, and I think it taught us a lot.
Yeah.
But somewhere down the line, I think we forgot those values as a nation,
Yeah.
as a society.
No, I think that is very important, because if I am so,
Yeah,
it is because since my childhood,
right.
my parents, my school teachers, they inculcated these values. No? Then it becomes part of then you cannot change.
Right.
So it's very important that emphasis on moral education, ethics, ethos, how to be, apart from all these academic subjects.
How to be a good citizen.
Good citizen and a good human being, a smartian or a good human being. At least you should have pain for others. You should help, reach out to have not. If that kind of philosophy is there, and all our millionaires, billionaires friends in India who have a lot of concentration of wealth, I think if each one of us help our surrounding, India will not be a poor country.
When you're doing this social work,
yes, sir.
Sometimes you find that politicians are jealous, Babu are jealous.
Yes.
Do you find there's some kind of problem when you are doing your work, that government is not helping, or some people are not helping?
Sometimes I am confronted with question that, sometimes not too many people, some one or two people, senior people ask me, what is your interest? I said, what is my interest? Because people are dying, people are there, so I am not bothered about A government or B government. I even donated. We did work in Punjab. I have nothing to do which government was there or not there. And Gujarat, in Gandhinagar constituency, Amrit Shah ji came also. We have nothing to do with this politics. So therefore, I believe this for these kind of calamities, we should have common minimum program. For Punjab problem, until we will have a common minimum program of cancer or drugs or jobs, a modernization of agriculture, getting industry into Punjab, at least these 5 things, people can agree now on something.
See, we have a common minimum program.
Already.
What are those
5 things.
Because some belt is suffering from cancer and the water has gone down in this is what I hear. And then second is agriculture modernization. And third is jobs. And getting industry.
Back,
And
de-addiction.
And of course other social evils and getting the Punjabi pride back.
Do I ask this question because politicians, because you need government permission for starting something.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't give immediate permission sometimes.
No, sometimes people don't believe me that if I tell them I will do, then they say, one very senior minister in Punjab asked me that what is your interest in doing? I want to do it. If you can give us some infrastructure for 10 years, because it takes time for us to build, to take land, and if we lose our energy, if you give some infrastructure, we'll run free of charge. He said, who will fund you? I said, I will fund myself. So sometimes maybe it's difficult for them to believe that people can be so, generous, or it is a question of your contentment. One can be content with $100. One cannot be content with $100 million. Everything is in bank. You hardly now you eat what? Now the diets are also reducing. Doctor tells you. So you eat 2 chapatis and some very light meal. People tell you skip dinner, eat what? So then, okay, what you will do? Once you have reached certain level and you have a reasonably good house, and I was reading about Warren Buffett. He still stays in a very small ancestral house, drives his own car. We should
drinks Coke and eats burgers.
So we should, we should imbibe them, and we should. They are the great success story. How humble they are. And at the end of day, whether it was Stephen Jobs or other, for one reason or other, everybody has to go from this world.
Yeah.
So why not during your world? It is all over. Why don't you give something to society for your own karma, and then whatever, for your own salvation, for your own self-actualization?
But going forward, what is your vision for young people, especially in India? Because they really need the most help. And you've seen them closely,
Yes.
With your de-addiction centers, etc.
I think our young Indians are brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant means they are better than any young guy of anywhere. Maybe in towns of BC villages, their IQ level is very good. What they need is brushing.
Right.
That's why we have started soft skill, your personality,
Yeah.
your grooming, your spoken English, other things. The other thing is they should have self-confidence. And now people are getting educated. That's why the skill program has been started. If the youth which cannot get into IIT
Yeah.
and engineering, at least they have something. This is better than MA or MBA.
Of
Because
course,
at least
you
you
get a job.
will, after 6-8 months, even if you are repairing mobile or nurse or whatever, there are a whole lot
India
of
needs
hundreds
people.
of
Yeah.
courses.
They don't-
So I think
yeah.
youth must get, empowered. At least if they are not able to get admission in the top college, they should not get disheartened. Get to a skill, and maybe they can make a better success story than their fellow persons.
Right. I think it's also a question of dignity of labor. I think we
Yes.
have to understand that. We don't have that sense as yet.
Everybody has struggled. I told you I started my career. I was management trainee in AF Ferguson. I used to change 3 DTC buses
Really?
to reach from Rajouri Garden to east of Kailash. The other day I met a gentleman. He said, "Uncle, I am Mr. Ghai's son." So then I remembered in 86 to 90, we rented a small, first floor. Nobody used to give. So it is we bought a Maruti car. So it is so confidence should be there.
Right.
Everybody works hard. There is something like luck also, I don't say.
Yeah.
But if you work hard, you will, and there is no shortcut to success.
Yeah.
I don't believe people who believe in elevators. There has to be a staircase that is more sustainable
Right.
and experience.
Right.
Okay, the startups are showing some Zomatos and some OAs. Okay, few success stories we see, and then sometimes our younger generation feels now this is overnight,
Yeah.
valuation has
Yeah.
gone up. It is good. It is good. One should try and one should like, but by and large, you should be, steady, steadfast, and
So you still
And-
believe in the bricks and mortar
Yes.
economy?
yes.
No, you have been traveling all over the world with the government delegation, which I
Yes,
asked you earlier also. You deal with bureaucrats, you deal
Yes,
with... Do you think Indian diplomacy, economic diplomacy,
Yeah.
in the last 10, 15 years, how it has changed? It is effective. Earlier, the diplomat was not concerned about business.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now they are concerned about business also.
No, I think our right from the Prime Minister to foreign, now, for example, there's a lot of impetus to economic diplomacy. Whenever a head of state comes to India, there is always an interaction with the business people. And they always ask one of us, whether from FICCI or CII or wherever, or like I'm chairing India Arab Council and BRICS and whatever. So they all, like Afghanistan president, when he had come, they asked me to chair it. So there is always this 1 hour, 2 hour interaction. And then, because I think governments of succession have realized that without economic diplomacy, now Prime Minister Modi went to US, there was bilateral with Joe Biden, but then he met one-to-one with the top investors. Prime Minister meeting earlier, it was not happening. Earlier there was US IBC also. But now there's a lot of emphasis that, okay, one-to-one, what is your commitment? Like Egyptian president came 3 years back. So we were a group of 10. He asked each one of us, how much you will invest in Egypt? Whosoever had business interest. So it is very, very heartening to note that economics is binding. And when economic binds the countries, even small political irritants will go away, will wither away.
But in a sense, India has lost the race in continents like Africa, hasn't it? We could have done so much
Yeah.
more, and we allowed China to sort
Yes.
of...
No, we
Take
didn't
the
allow,
lead.
but China thing is that Chinese government supports the business.
Yeah.
If China, I have seen in Africa, if Chinese want to buy some iron ore or gold or platinum, they will take over a mine. And if mine is 400 kilometers from the port, and they have railway line, they can even put a railway line, or they can invest in a rolling stock. India cannot do that. We don't have India. We told last government that China used to have like a SAARC. China was not a member of SAARC.
Yeah.
Right.
They used to conduct. I was chair of SAARC CCI for 6 years. We had the SAARC visa sticker, and lot of things were done. SAFTA, although it could
Yeah.
not see light of the day because of 1 or 2 countries. But China used to organize a SAARC trade fair, and they were giving free of charge space. Once we told our ITPO, they said we have budget. Naturally, they have their own. So kind of China opens up, supports their industry. So our government can at best, support the Indian industry in a generic form, But I think maybe we have to cross that hurdle when an Indian foreign minister pushes for contract to one company, because we have democracy now. People
Right.
will then attach motive. But you saw U.S. president fighting. Trump fought for these motorcycles.
Yeah, exactly.
He says my motorcycle duty, all one brand name. If somebody from India does for one brand name, this by now, then people will. No, I'm just saying. So people have to also change. We have to change our thinking. So, but by and large, India has come a long way with Prime Minister and our embassy official. There is a consciousness of economic diplomacy, that economics has to be at the forefront.
That's a very easy, local and global.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I'm a member of India Brand Equity Foundation. We always do vocal for local. Make in India, we are supporting that. They are good programs. But we have to find a balance between us and, now, for example, South Africa or Africa also says, so now we have found a balance that, okay, we mine, for example, rock phosphate or iron ore. But they also don't want, like East India Company, that you now take the raw material to India. So what we are doing some beneficiation there to satisfy them. But still we bring a beneficiated rock or beneficiated iron ore for the Indian steel industry, Indian fertilizer industry. So there can be always a win-win situation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sahney. You're a man who gets things done. You're a man who connects people. And you're a man who believes in serving society. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to interact with two stalwarts.
Thank you very much.